Welcome back. This is Genesis with sooooo Education and Beauty Supply. And today we are making my normal round bath bombs. And this doesn't have to be like super perfect in me dividing out this mixture, but I'm going to be doing two different colors today. So I want to get it ish, starting off into a good place. And I do always divide out my batch, or take it from here. I don't ever work from here because it needs to be mixed a little bit more just to make sure that the bottom was really good. So the fragrance that I am doing is Seventh Heaven from Nurture Soap. It only has 0.44 of vanilla in it. But what I noticed about when I was looking at like all of the notes in the fragrances to be able to see what I was going to like color it with or how this was going to work, I think I'm only going to do I'm going to start off with a half of a micro scoop just to make sure, because this says top notes of lime, middle notes of bergamot, bottom notes of frankincense, and then Listia cubia, which I'm like, what the crap is that? So I actually looked it up because, what colors is this Listia cubia, however you would say it. And it is an evergreen tree, and its essential oil is known as Mei Chang, which is freshly lemony aroma. Very intriguing there, you might say. Had no idea. So I am going to be using my tropical embeds, which have yellow, like a corally color, green, blue in them. And I want lime and orange to be the colors of my bath bombs to go with this theme. And then I'm going to layer them up. So the base, or the lake that I just put into here, is from Robin's Lake Blends from her book, and it's called Hat. And I did that one because it was like the lightest of all of the ratios, the more limey green, I guess, if you will. And I basically took, because she measures them in there like per kind of bath bomb mix, and I mean, as I'm sure she does now, because now she has her whole lake line in more bulk and everything. But I don't want to sit here and measure like a half a scoop of this and a scoop of this and like go back and forth. So I basically made up, 5 times the recipe or something of that nature. And I do feel like this is going to be good for me. So I always make sure I'm going to write that down. The mixture that I did with this, because I just want it to be that light lemony color. And for consistency, if I make these again, I want to be able to have it as close as possible to that color. And since this is a light citrusy fragrance, I would like to reflect that in the fact that this is going to be very lightly in color. And then the embed is going to give it, that little pop of color coming from it. And really think, I don't know how you probably really can't tell the colors too good on camera, but I think that's really good. So a half of a scoop of milliscoop, whatever, of the Hat, and then Tiger is what I used for this one from Robin Lake's Blend. So then the other thing that we're going to do, which, I need my third bowl or container or whatever for this. And I need my CBD. Hold, please. I don't know what the heck. I thought that I was ready. So some of these I'm going to make with the CBD capsules in them. I pre-measure them out. So I'm going to get that going for these. But normally, and I'll show you because I'll make this one be a CBD one, and I need to have like a distinguishing difference in between the CBD and the ones that are not CBD. Maybe I'm going to put this in the other side. So I started off with the green on that one. Now I'm going to come in with the orange, so that way they're going to be opposite. I'm going to put that little embeddy guy in there, and then this one I'm going to really pile up on here, just because that one's not piled up. Bring that guy together here and really compress. This one I definitely feel like could be a little bit fuller for sure, but we'll see how this comes out. Ooh, that's super pretty. Again, very soft. So I typically would take these round cups and put them in there like so. So I will know that every one that I do this way is going to have CBD in there. Typically I would keep them on different sides of the tray to try to make sure that I knew, which one was which. But, when you get to mass making a bunch of these, it can get kind of confusing, and I don't want to confuse that for multiples of reasons, right? Like, you're paying for the CBD, so we want to make sure that that's in there. That one's definitely more better of a feeling, but the other one did good too. So what I was going to be testing today is going to be these other new cups that I had gotten. So I bought a whole bunch of these metal ones, and they work really good. They were inexpensive for me to have a whole bunch of them because they basically sit and dry within them, but the bottoms have this little tiny flat spot on it, so it's not perfect. And if I wanted to perfect that at all slightly, here's my opportunity. I've never used the other these little drying cups. I forget what the name of them would be on her site. Maybe sphere holders, I think. So I wanted to test them out to see if they would be a better option, because they don't have a flat bottom, and to me they would be able to keep the bath bomb fully round, and I could have different cup colors for the CBD instead of kind of what I do now and trying to keep them on different sides of the tray. So that's going to be all I'm going to make for the CBD ones for now. So that way I can show you these sphere holders. No, we're not. I was trying to think to myself whether or not I wanted to put another of the embed in there or not. So when I kind of put the metal cup on the inside of there, these are a little bit larger. I I have to look up the exact measurement of those guys, but it is a little bit larger. If you can see how it has that little bit of a gap around the outside. I will put the measurements of everything in the description because I can't remember both what these metal cups are because they're definitely an odd, size. And I don't remember, let's see, did I do? That one ended, so it had to be green on the bottom. Yeah. And I want to make sure that you have the correct ratios of what to be able to put in here. So definitely put the sides in there, or the sizes of both of these in there, so you know what we're working with. I think that one is a 2.75, and the cup from her, I believe, is a 2.5 to a 3-inch. And you would always want to go larger than what the actual size that you need would be. I'm not going to turn that too much because I don't want it to bounce out. But I don't know. Is it too much space? Is it not enough space? We'll see. How close, because I'm used to the other ones fitting so perfectly. So hopefully it does work, because it'll make this process a whole lot easier to be able to recognize the differences in between them. And if it can keep my bath bombs totally, completely rounded, then that just makes them even more perfect. And so far, actually, the fact that this, has that little bit of openness to it, typically the second one is just a little bit harder to get off. So I feel like I have more room with that. Definitely liking that. So I'm going to keep making these. And I will use this mixture as well once I get all of these more quote unquote perfect ones. I would start taking it from this point and then start picking up this mixture and adding it into the third layer. I just try to get as many of the perfect ones as possible, and then I will use these other ones as my displays for putting into the bath bomb, or putting it into my bath for the videos, things like that. So we will see you after these have dried, and I will tell you my thoughts about which one I prefer better. So one other thing I wanted to mention now that I'm done doing these ones is that once I'm done, I will take my mister bottle. This has 90% alcohol in it, and I just very lightly mist them. And this will help to create a crust on the outside of them. And then, maybe 6 hours or 24 hours later, depending on, when I come back to them, but a while away, I will then go and I will flip all of these over and do the other side and give it a very light mist on that side to create a good crust on the outside. And if you can see any of these little things from, when I put them both together, typically it would be the Saturn rings, right? I don't like to have the Saturn rings on my bath bombs because it took me a really long time to be able to perfect the perfect round. And I really enjoy that with these particular styles. So once it has a really good crust on it, then you can just lightly take those little bits of things off, and it's really, truly this gorgeously round bath bomb. And the hope by only having the embed on the one side is that it will end up spinning because the balance within the ball is different as it's weighted in the tub. So I hope that tip helps you. And now we'll be back with what my end result of how I feel like these little cuppy dudes are, and if they truly are flatter than, or rounder, I guess, keeps it, than the little flat bottom part on there. And we are back. This is approximately like 24 hours later, only because I have not had time to be able to like come back to these. So traditionally what I would do, and I'm going to do this with the CBD ones that are here to be able to show you, is I would take another one of these, cap it, and then flip it over. And then sometimes, like because these are super close, it's stuck like that. So that I flip it over, and then I'll show you because I create just a little bit of separation, and then I kind of hold it with my fingers here so that it's just slightly up above, and then I'll just tap it if it doesn't want to come out immediately. So we are flipping every one of these. That one came out pretty easy. And then we are going to do a comparison. Okay, so for this one, if you can tell, it has that little flat dimple on there. The hope with these is that they don't have that. And let's see if I could do the same thing to be able to transfer upside down. These ones are perfectly rounded. Perfectly rounded. Maybe I would, maybe I would say like this one has a little bit more of a higher peak to it than this one does. But it is indeed still rounded. I would say this one also picked up a little bit of the swirl mark on the bottom of how it's 3D printed, but it is perfectly rounded. So I would say that that is a score with this. Yeah, that's really good. So maybe if I was gonna be like super persnickety about this, I could choose to smooth out the bottoms of the cups, but really that would just be doing a lot, and I don't feel like that is really necessary. So if you wanted to, you could achieve even more perfection. But I would bet that at this point in time, you know, like I'm gonna go, and I'll just do it right now. I am going to spray all of these one more time. So now that top, or that was the bottom, whatever, that part is now gonna get a good crust on it. And by the time I come back to these, you know, they will be ready to process and everything. One other thing that I would note is that stability. You see how like that one just went over here, right? I do love how high these cups come on there, but I really love the stability of that flat bottom, like hands down. As I was transferring them to my tray, you know, I have to be super careful when I do these ones. So that would by far be like, if you did, you know, have a hard choice to make in between the two of these or whatever. The stability of these is really awesome. I know that they do also have trays that are out there where you can get, I guess it would be the 9 of them, I think that's like all stuck together, but I really prefer the individual cups just because of how I make my rounds. And I feel like that's pretty fast. And then you have the stability of these, like that is freaking huge enough to be able to just go with these. And something else I am gonna experiment with too is I have the darker ones, and I had seen some comments about lighter bath bombs like picking up the pigment from these, and I'm not like quite sure why. The only possibility that I could think of is because of the fact that I spray my bath bombs with the alcohol after. Maybe if the alcohol like got onto here and the bath bomb was sitting in there, you know, like I don't know. But that's another thing I'm gonna try, and we'll do some comparisons later. But with spraying them with the alcohol, this actually, because it has just that little bit of a space in between them essentially, I feel like these are going to dry quicker than like what these would dry if you're being technical about things, because there's more surface area exposed with these than these. So I really honestly, I see no reason to use these because you're either dealing with the flat spot on here from using these cups, or you can see the 3D impression on those. So they're really minor in the aesthetic sense of it, but the bigger part to me is the stability. And you know, you could request to have them printed, at least I'll speak for sophistication. If you said I want blue cups or whatever, like she is able to do that. You know, if she's got the filament to be able to work that out for you, she will totally do that. So if you wanted to color code them for some reason, like my purpose, that I can see using a different style of cups for my CBD ones and then the regulars for the others. So that way I know a difference right off the bat without having to label things and whatever. So if you have any specific preference, she will customize them for you for whatever color you wanted. If you were worried about, I guess, or have had that experience, however it happened, which totally share that. I would say that, because this is all about learning, right? So if you were using a black cup or a darker colored cup, then put it in the comments about what you did that made the color come from here onto your bath bomb, because I would be super interested to be able to figure that out. And yeah, maybe I'll start the experiment right now, because why not? This is not something that I would normally do, but I'm like, why not here? Because this is going to be sitting in here. So that has the 90% alcohol in there. So I'm just going to put this in there, and you know, it's got nothing on the bottom right now. We'll switch that one out, and we're just going to see what it decides to do. If for some reason alcohol could create. And now again, this is not a practical situation because that's not what I would do, right? I would normally just spray them lightly from the top. So this one is definitely more saturated than what I typically would do, but let's see what that one creates. And if you've ever had that problem, please comment in there to be able to share it with everyone so we can figure that out. But I will keep you updated if there's anything else in the comments that I have learned from doing this process. And other than that, I hope that I have helped you, and have a great rest of your day.